The White House is now considering real help as well. And Eamon Javers is live in Washington on the North Lawn. Eamon.
Yeah, Tyler, that's right. This is an administration now that is reaching out to find ideas on how to mitigate the potential economic damage from the coronavirus. Larry Kudlow on CNBC earlier today, the president's National Economic Council director, suggested that what he's looking for here is something targeted and narrow, but they are trying to respond here to some of the sectors of the economy that have been hard hit or might be hard hit by that coronavirus. And tonight, Tyler, I asked the vice president if the administration is considering any measures to help Americans who lose wages because they have to stay home and be quarantined. Here's what he said.
I've been very inspired at the response of businesses around this country and their sensitivity and decision making about Americans who are potentially impacted by the coronavirus. But I will tell you, in the days ahead, when I was on Capitol Hill this week meeting with Republicans and Democrats in the House and the Senate, we talked about, should this become much more widespread in the country, there were recommendations from Congress which I know we would carefully consider.
So the vice president there not making a commitment to take action to help Americans who lose wages, but saying that the administration would consider those. Meanwhile, the president of the United States in Atlanta, Georgia today, meeting with CDC officials and getting a tour of the Centers for Disease Control headquarters. Talking to reporters along the way, the president lamenting the impact of all of this on the Dow Jones.
We're doing a really good job in this country at keeping it down. We've really been very vigilant, and we've done a tremendous job at keeping it down. But who would have thought, look, how long ago is it, 6, 7, 8 weeks ago, who would have thought we'd even be having this subject? We were going to hit 30,000 on the Dow like it was clockwork, right? It was all going, it was right up, and then all of a sudden this came out.
Now, Tyler, they are looking for those ideas on the economy here, but I'm told by officials here at the White House tonight that none of those ideas have yet been presented to the president for a final decision. So no word yet on when we might see an economic package from the Trump administration.
You hinted at some of it, but I'd like to have you elaborate a little more. What might targeted aid look like? Would it look like loans to small businesses that have seen their business dry up, or what?
Sure. Loans to small businesses is one. They also talked about farmers who might be impacted here. They're also talking about the airlines. There are a lot of things the administration can do in that very heavily regulated industry as well. So there's a lot on the plate here. And you can imagine that everybody in Washington is sort of pitching their favorite idea. We'll see where the administration lands. Earlier in the week, they'd been resisting the idea that they needed to respond in any way with sort of new policies from the administration. They've been pointing to the Fed to take action, but they'd said they didn't want to take action themselves here at the White House. Today, that changed big time, Tyler.